The Battle of Verdun was one of the bloodiest battles during World War I. It lasted from February 1916 to December 1916. This German commander designed Germany's plan to bleed France to death. Using his 500,000 people, General Falkenhayn started to prepare for his plan of attrition in December 1915. Attrition is the wearing down or weakening of resistance, especially as a result of continuous pressure or harassment. This Big Bertha, a large German mortar, represents one of the many new weapons employed in World War I. These weapons, including flamethrowers, hand grenades, and poison gas, all brought upon mass casualties to both sides of the war. General Pétain was the commander of the fort in Verdun. He was regarded as a hero to the French people for managing to hold the line at the fort. The Germans tried to overtake this fort because it was 12 miles away from a German railroad and next to the Meuse River, both which provided transportation for German soldiers and supplies. The Germans chose to attack Verdun because it was of great historical importance to France, and, if taken, it would destroy French morale. To reach France, the Germans had to pass through neutral Belgium, leaving behind a path of destruction.
On February 21st, Germany launched a 10-hour bombardment with 1,400 guns on an 8-mile front in Verdun. This attack advanced German troops' holdings by a mere 3 miles. They did so by capturing the Bois de Coeur. Due to France's poor communication, their high command only realized the seriousness of this attack in the late hours of the next day. France began calling in thousands of reinforcement troops, but Germany was still confident in their chances of victory. Both sides were losing thousands of men at a high rate, and Germany was advancing quickly. However, France was able to stall German advancement at several points. The attack of Verdun was coming to a halt. The Germans knew that the French artillery had to be destroyed along with its troops. Although France fought heroically, they couldn't stop the advancing German, who now controlled several forts and villages, leaving Verdun under heavy attack. To the French, the battle seemed lost. However, beginning in November, they began to regain large areas of lost land, thanks to reinforcement troops and increased artillery. The French continued to fight with increased power, and the German holding lines were receding. The Germans were suffering tremendous losses at the fort of Verdun. A French victory seemed imminent. On December 13th, the French advanced, attacking the German with heavy fire. The Germans fought determinedly. The French losses were huge, but finally the front broke. On December 16th, in 1916, the German Army Command announced they had suffered a defeat at Verdun. The Battle of Verdun had come to an end. The only main effects of the battle were the irrevocable losses of both armies. The deaths of the Battle of Verdun were catastrophic. French casualties were estimated at 550,000, with German losses at 434,000, half of which being fatalities. In reality, the German goal of inflicting overwhelming casualties on the French army at Verdun was never achieved. No tactical advantage had been gained by either side. Artillery played a dominant role at the Battle of Verdun. The shell consumption by the French totaled around 50 million rounds. This battle became a symbol of French determination to hold ground and stop the enemy at any human cost. The Germans had intended to bleed France into a loss at Verdun. However, it was their dramatic losses that forced them into